Hello and welcome back to the new Club to Club podcast with me, Ali Simons. Yes, and this time we are heading off to Norfolk. We are going to Gorleston Football Club on the coast there. The club was founded in 1887. Nicknamed the Greens, of course. The home kit of all green and away kit of all white. They joined the Great Yarmouth and District League in 1900 until 1907 to 07 season. They actually won the league in 1905 to 06. They actually won the league with 16 played, 15 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss, 82 goals against with 30 points. Not bad for there to start with. League changed their name to Yarmouth and District in 1907 to 1908. They actually won the league again. They actually went undefeated in that season with 14 played, 14 wins, no draws and no losses, 17 goals for, 6 against with 28 points on the board. But before they all started, they were founded in 1887. Back in on the 27th of September of that year, they were actually members of the Gorleston Cricket Club, looking for winter pastime. So they initially, they had the nickname the Cards, playing in crimson shirts and blue shorts. Their first competitive match was a game against Beccles, Caxton in the Suffolk Senior Cup at the time. Gorleston was still in the Suffolk League at that time, losing by 1-0, and then they joined the Great Yarmouth and District League in 1900. So, as that happens from there, the club then moved in 1909 to 10 to the Norfolk and Suffolk League, entering a team in Division 1 North of East Anglian League, but after one season they withdrew from that league. But then they were back in the leagues from 1920 to 21. They actually won the league, played 24 times, winning 17, drawing 4, only losing 3 games, against 38, goals was 67, and of course 38 points for them. As I say, they won the league first time around. So back in 1921 to 22, they were runners up. They were 4 times runner up in a row. They only had 14 teams in the league. This was back in the Suffolk and Norfolk League. So 1921 to 22, 1922 to 23, 23 to 24, and of course 1924 to 25. That's when they were the season runners up. So in 1925 to 26, they actually won the league with 14 league teams in the season, having 47 points from there. So they actually won the league 5 seasons in a row from 1929 to 30, from 30 to 1934 to 35. The club also played in only once in the East Anglian League, finishing 5th out of 7. Played 12, winning 3, drawing 3, losing 6. 4, it was 18, and of course they had 36 points. And then they went into the Anglian Combination League for 4 seasons, winning from the 1965 to 1969. They actually did win the league in 1968 to 69 season with 54 points, with 16 teams in the league in that stage. Then they come into the Eastern Counties League, which is of course now the third and Premier Division from 1935 to now to date 2019. They were actually champions back in 1952 to 53 season with 19 teams in the league. For that season, they won 23 times, 6 draws, 7 losses, a massive 114 goals for, 48 against, with 52 points on the board. However, in 1959 to 1960, this is still in the third and Premier Division Eastern Counties Leagues. They actually came second from bottom with 20 league teams in the season. So they had 38 played, 7 wins, 6 draws, a massive 25 defeats, 45 goals for, and 106 against. So they did actually leave the league due to money issues. So then they joined the Norfolk and Suffolk leagues again. After that, they did rejoin the Eastern Counties leagues back in 1969 to 70, finishing fourth of that season with 19 teams in the league. They had 44 points, played 36, wins 18, draws 8, and then 10 losses with 63 goals for, 47 against. Then they were back as champions in 1972-73 season, second time in the third and Premier Division, which is the Eastern Counties Leagues. There was 21 teams involved. They had 62 points for. They played 40 times that season, winning 27, drawing only 8, losing 5, 93 for and 41 against. Then again in 1979-80 season, champions again, third time running, 63 points on the board with 42 played, 25 games won, 13 draws, 4 losses, 86 goals for with 31 against. They were actually just a point ahead of Tiptree United on that season. So they got really close in that season. Then they come into the 1980-81 season. They were champions for the fourth time, played 42 times, 32 games won, 7 draws, only 3 losses, which is quite incredible really. 98 goals for, 33 against with 71 on the board. So they were champions for the fourth time back in 1980-81 season. 1981-82 season they finished in third. First was actually Tiptree United. Second was Sudbury Town. They had 56 points on the board with 42 games played. 24 games were won. 8 draws, 10 losses, 91 goals for. Then 1982-83 season they came second. Sufton Waldron actually won the league that season. Gorleston had 63 points on the board, where Sufton had 68 points on the board. Then they got unfortunately relegated to Division 1 of the third and non-Premier divisions. So they were in the third and non 93-94 season with 33 points. They came second from bottom in that league with Norwich United joining them in Division 1. And then they had 2 seasons in the Division 1 where they become champions of Division 1 back in 95-96 season with the War Boys Town in second position. They had 82 points on the board. They played 32 times, winning 26, drawing only 4, losing 2 with 100 goals for and 30 against. Not a bad start there for the season there. So when they came back into the third and non-Premier division, they were runners up in the first time of asking. They got 95 points on the board. They came second. They were actually beaten by FC Sudbury, who had 103 points. So not bad comeback as they got relegated from Division 1, winning the champions, which was not bad at all. So then we come to 2004 to 2005 season. Disaster happened. Relegation again, second from bottom. They played 42 times, 8 wins only on the board, 10 draws, 24 massive losses. Wow, unbelievable there. They only scored 57 points on the board that season. They got a massive 113 goals against, with only 34 points on the board, with Great Yarmouth joining them in Division 1 for the 2010 to 2011 season. They only had 28 points on the board. So second time along, 2010 to 2011, they were Division 1 champions for the second time, winning the league with 70 points. So they played 32 times, 22 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses, 85 goals for with 32 against. So this town joined them in 2020 to 2013, where they actually finished third out of 20 teams. First was Dereham Town, second was Wisbech, and then of course you had Gorleston there. They played 38 times, 23 wins, 8 draws, 7 losses with 91 goals for with 32 against. Not bad comeback there. But then in 2013 to 2014, they're kind of getting a bit more consistency going there in the third and non-Premier Division there. They came fourth. First was actually Hadley United on 83 points. Then came second with Brighton-le-Sea with 83. Felixstowe Wharton had 81 points. And then, of course, Gorleston came with 78. They played 38 times, winning 23 times. 9 draws, 6 losses with 90 goals for, with 63 against. Then we come into 2014 to 2015. They finished in 17th out of 20 teams here. They played 38 times, 12 wins, 11 draws, 15 losses, I believe that was. And they had a goal difference of -3, scoring 47 points on the board. So I've got a few little stats here for the player stats. We got Keegan Middleton. He had 41 appearances, 15 goals. Then came in second place Aaron Taylor with 38 appearances with only 2 goals. Chris Sanford, he had 37 appearances with 5 goals. And then number 4, he had Thomas Daniels with 36 appearances with 1 goal. And then I found a few others. Peter Lambert with 27 appearances with 8 goals. Asda McKenna with 18 with 8 goals as well. So I think that was probably an up and down season. I think they actually won the Norfolk Cup in that season. I think as well. They actually beat Wroxham by a goal to nil, I believe. So well done to them on that one. But then we come into 2015 to 2016. They finished 16th from 20 teams. They played 38 times, 10 wins, 7 draws, 21 losses, 43 goals for 79 against, 37 points. Number 1 in that season for the player stats, they had Liam Brown with 45 appearances with 1 goal. Liam Ingram, 43 appearances, 5 goals. Keegan Middleton again, 42 with 13 goals. So he was actually the top goal scorer in that season as well. Joe Watts as well, with 42 appearances with 11 goals. And then I found someone else with actually had more goals as well, with Liam Lambert with 34 appearances with 17 goals. Top goal scorer for 2015 to 2016. So 2016 to 2017, they actually finished quite high up in the league. They had 21 teams in the league at this stage, finishing 4th. They played 40 times. They're winning 24 times, 6 draws, 10 losses, 88 goals for, with it says 51 goals difference with 78 points on the board. So Connor Ingram again, he had 50 appearances, 29 goals for the season. Joe Watts again with 47 with 19 goals. Carl Baker again, 33 with 11. Keegan Middleton, 37 appearances with only 9 goals. So we move into the next couple of seasons, which I will cover. 2017 to 2018. There was 24 teams in this season. They actually finished in 7th this season, finishing off with 46 played. They had 74 points on the board. They had 21 wins, 11 draws, 14 losses, with a 99 goal difference for that one. And of course, Carl Ingram again, 47 appearances with 4 goals. Then you had Luke Gorham with 46 with 2 goals. Joe Watts again with 46 and 16. Michael McKay with 44 with 6 goals. You had Connor Ingram again with 16 with 14 goals for. So then we come on to the last season, 2018 to 2019. 15th out of 20th teams in the league. They had 38 times they played, 12 wins, 5 losses. 5 draws, 21 losses, 62 against, with 41 points on the board. So Joe Watts again with 43 appearances with 13. You had Aaron Taylor with 42 appearances with 1 goal. Luke Gorham again with 37 with 1. Peter Lambert with 35 with 12. Connor Inram and Ryan Fuller. Connor had 32 appearances with 12 goals, and Ryan Fuller with 20 appearances with 12 goals. So I think that is it so far at the moment for the history with that. But they actually played. So they play their home games at Emerald Park. They have a capacity of 3,000 capacity, and that I'm not sure about the seating. I think they've got about 100 to 200 seating. I believe the ground is all enclosed, so there's nothing really to. If you go to the ground, you won't get wet. But they actually did play in the recreation ground from 1988 to 1983. They had a ground capacity against Leyton Orient in the FA Cup with 4,473 people spectating in that in the ground. But then, as I say, they moved to the Emerald Park in 1983 to date with a 3,000 capacity. So the honours list, it's quite a good honours list here we've got here. So, Yarmouth and District League, they were champions twice in 1905 to 06, and of course 1907 to 1908. Norfolk Junior Cup, I believe they've actually won this cup 4 times now, which is incredible. And then in Norfolk and Suffolk League, they actually win the league 7 times. Incredible. So they started in 1920 to 21 season, they won it then. 1925 to 26, 1929 to 30, 1931 to 32, 1932 to 1933, 33 to 34, and then 34 to 35 they win the league. The Anglian Combination League, they won in 1968 to 69 season, they were champions. They then played in the East Anglian Cup. They won it twice in 1931 to 1982 to 83 season. And then this is the massive one, what I found. They won the Norfolk Senior Cup 14 times. That is incredible. 14 times they've won the Norfolk Senior Cup. So they've gone all the way up to, I'm not sure if they've all gone to Carroll Road for that, but that's incredible. But then in the Eastern Counties League, of course, this is the third known area. They've won the Premier Division 4 times, back in 1952 to 53 season, 1972 to 73 season, 1979 to 80 season, and then they won it back-to-back 1980 to 81. Then they were Division 1 champions in 1905 to 96, and then 2010 to 2011, winning it 2 times. League Cup, they won it in 1955 to 56, only once. Then they won the Knockout Cup. I believe it's the Division 1 Knockout Cup. Not too sure. 2010 to 2009, they won it then. And then the honours list when they played in the FA Cup, FA Vase, and of course the FA Trophy. So, in the FA Cup, the best season what they had was back in 1951 to 52 season. They actually played Leyton Orient 3 times that season. Away, they played at Orient, they drew 2-2. Then they played in the recreation ground, where they had the highest attendance. That was 0-0. Then they actually played in a neutral ground. They played at Arsenal's Highbury. They actually lost that game by 5-4. That must have been an incredible game back in 1951 to 52 season. And then again, in the first round of the FA Cup in 1957 to 58, they played Gillingham away. They unfortunately got thrashed 10-1 against Gillingham away from home. Wow, that's unbelievable. So that's the best of the FA Cup first round. So in the FA Vase, they got best in 2002 to 2003 season. Finishing, they got into the 5th round. Bridlington Town, they lost that by 2-1. That's the best they've actually played in the FA Vase. In the FA Trophy, they've got a couple of good results here. So in 1976 to 77 season, they played Heacham Town. They lost 1-0. Then again, 1978 to 78 season, they played Chestnut, losing by 3-0. That's the best time they had with the FA Trophy. I think that's the only time they've actually played in the FA Trophy. Pretty damn good for that. So let's go back to the current squad at the moment. The manager, so Stuart Larter. He actually became manager back in 2017. So he's been there for a couple of seasons now. He's just added a couple of new players to his team for this season. So hopefully these guys won't mind me picking them up. So the first one, what I had on my list was Lee Roots. He come in. I'm not sure where he come from, but I found he has signed for the 2019 to 2020 season. Then we had Sean Perfect. I actually watched him against Thetford Town this season. He was playing for Great Yarmouth last season. He had 17 appearances for the club, scoring 4 goals. They have actually just signed someone as well today. It was about 3 hours ago while we're recording this right now. A guy called Aaron Sanders. He is an attacking player, so hopefully he will add some goal power for the club for the following season. And then I must thank the reserves team manager for all this information for the reserves team. Thank you very much, Scott Butler. So Scott has actually been in charge for 4 seasons. I think he started in 2015 to 2016. His team, Gorleston Reserves, they're actually playing in the Anglian Combination League. So they've played 112 times. They've won 95 times. Lost 10. Drawed only 7. They've actually had 4 league titles in a row. They've won the League Cup twice. And they've actually won the Norfolk County Junior Cup, which was last season as well. So, wow, that is unbelievable. So, they've actually had back-to-back since 2015 to 2016 to last season, 2018 to 2019. They've won the league 4 times. So, 2015 to 2016, they were in the Division 5 South. They played 28 times. They won 28 times. Unbelievable. That's pretty good going. They've kind of done the Arsenal invincible mode there. They actually scored 112 goals in that season. Points tally for that season, they got 84 points on the board, with Connor Inram again scoring 42 goals that season with appearances of 21. We got Ashley Keane, which I'm going to come on to shortly. He had 24 goals with 22 appearances. Mark Clay, 22 appearances with 16 goals. Then Thomas Markman, if I can read my writing, he had 15 goals with 20 appearances. So they've actually gone up from Division 5 South. Then they've gone on to Division 4 back in 2016 to 2017 season, where there was 15, of course in Division 5 as well, there was 15 teams in that league as well. So again, 2016 to 2007, Division 4 this time. They finished, of course, in first, winning 24 times that season. They've drawn 2 and lost 2, and a massive 154 goals for. Points on the scoreboard that season was 74. And we've come again with 4 player stats. We've got Adam Thompson, 23 appearances with a massive 50 goals that season. Second, Ashley King, 14 appearances, 21 goals. Connor Alford, he had 8 appearances with 12 goals. Jacob Short, 8 appearances with 12 goals again. And of course, then in 2017 to 2018, they come into Division 3. Again, 15 teams in the season, finishing first again. So they played 28 times, 23 wins, 1 loss, 4 4 losses, 1 draw, 23 wins, 76 goals for, 70 points on the board. And then a more player stats here for you. Have number 1 again, Adam Thompson with 25 appearances with 29 goals. 2, Ashley King, 21 appearances with 18 goals. 3, Jordan Stanton with 28 appearances with 12 goals. And then number 4, Keith Vincent with 27 appearances with 7 goals. And then last season, they finished up in Division 2. So, and again, of course, 15 teams in the league. They came first again. We've played 28 times, 20 victories, 4 draws, 4 losses, 58 goals for, 64 points on the board. with number 1, Keegan Middleton, getting most of the goals that season with 20 goals. Appearances of 23. Michael Vincent, 24 with 15 goals. Darren Patterson there on number 3, 22 appearances with 11 goals. And of course then number 4, Jason Thomas, joint number 3, 22 appearances with 11 goals, which is fantastic for them. But as I was coming back to Ashley King, Scott did say to me that his best signing for the up-and-coming season is Ashley King. He actually did leave Gorleston reserves last season, 2018 to 2019. He actually played for Caister in the higher league, in the Premier Division. He actually got 18 goals in 35 appearances and returns back to the club. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Gorleston FC in the third and non-Premier Division. If you enjoyed the show, please give a comment. That'd be awesome. Please share it out, subscribe to the channel, and next time we're going to be back in Suffolk. We are going to Hadley United. So for then, thank you very much for listening, and I will see you then. Cheers for now. Bye bye.